Hey, we are back. It is Heroes Reborn episode 2. Mike is running late, so it's me and Philip right now to discuss this latest episode, which is better than the previous episode, in my honest opinion. I'm not going to go into the synopsis too much. We're on the continued mission of Noah Bennett trying to discover what happened on June 13th, that day where his daughter died and the big explosion at the Peace Summit. We find out that there are some of the story starts to intersect a little bit. Molly is being hunted, and we find out they took her to this tech facility in Japan where they have adapted her power into a computer to find other Evos. That's pretty much it, right, Philip?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
And Bennett is there. Are they in Japan?
No, they're in Colorado, Madeira, something like that.
Okay, so the people in Japan got to Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. They got there quickly.
A flash flight.
Continuity, 24, everything's 5 minutes away. Apparently in Heroes, everything's within an hour of each other. But this episode was better. For the first time since Heroes Season 1, and I'm not saying good or bad, but this show is on an upward trajectory, because the first episode was okay to whatever at best, and now they took all of the new characters that I didn't like. If you saw me and Mike's review on the previous one, the only story I cared about was Noah Bennett's. Not so much anymore. I am intrigued by Maiko's story a lot more than I was. I thought the whole coming in and out of video games was stupid. But now I'm intrigued. I'm seeing how these stories are starting to kind of come together, which is something I really liked about Heroes Season 1, where they had all the puzzles, and it was kind of like a blurry photo. And as you watched more, the photo became more in focus. There are a few things that I think are predictable, so I'm going to throw this out before I get to Philip. One, spoilers ahead. One, I don't think Claire Bennett is dead. I think we can all agree on that. Two, Maiko is related to Hero in one way or another. They're implying it over your head like it's no other. So maybe she's not. Maybe they're trying to throw that curveball, but it is definitely being thrown at you to really think that this girl is related to Hero. And the kid, the high school kid, hold on, let me pull up his name.
Tommy in the show.
Tommy, that kid I didn't like either. It reminded me of Peter Parker, but now I'm intrigued. These characters are finally becoming three-dimensional in the third episode, ironically. So there's a lot more to like about a lot of these characters, and a lot more fascinating story starting to come out. Is it as good as Heroes Season 1? No. Is it as good as Heroes Season 4? Which is the second best season, in my opinion, which doesn't really say a lot. Not yet. But there is enough in the third episode that makes you want to know what's coming next, because the third episode is 4 times better than the first episode. First and second, I'm just grouping them together as one. So, Philip, your thoughts on Heroes Reborn? You weren't here on last week's episode,
no.
So I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Mike. What's your history with this show?
Okay. So I was obsessed with this show when it first came out. The hype, I was on that bandwagon. I watched all the web series. I think that was one of the first shows to ever do, oh God, what is that? Guerrilla marketing, where they have websites and all this stuff, and you start to go into it. And I was way into it. And I love Season 1. Season 2, I kept telling myself it's going to get better. They're going to fix it all. But once the writer's strike ends, it's going to get better. And it was like they lost their way, their path. They lost their way. And I continued to watch. Season 3 was more they lost their way. I was like, they've got to find their way out. I mean, they had so much cool crap in that first season. They've got to find their way back to it. And then Season 4, I think I had lost interest in watching it. You convinced me. You said, I should check it out. And I did. And it was I don't remember much of it, and I don't really care to go back and watch it at this point. But I do remember it being more interesting than seasons 2 or 3, but it wasn't the same show anymore. So I think that kind of answers the question. As far as this season, or whatever, Heroes Reborn, I don't know if this is I don't know if we're supposed to consider this a continuation or a different universe. Well, it's not the same universe, obviously. So I guess it's a continuation. But it's interesting. I will give it that. It is better than, so that's interesting. From my perspective, it's better than the fourth season. Just because the fourth season I watched because you convinced me to watch it initially. This one, after the first two episodes, I guess, that they shoved as one, I really think the show would have failed if they had just done a 1 hour pilot. I'll just get that out of the way right now.
Oh, definitely. It would have failed because the first episode was, I probably wouldn't have watched episode 3 if we weren't doing this. To be honest with you, the show had kind of lost me. I would have just waited to binge it, I think.
Interesting. So, like, had I not watched both at the same time, I'm in that same boat as you. Once I got to the second episode, there was enough things that intrigued me. Like, I thought the Tommy storyline, yeah, he's whiny, but it was interesting how they were kind of like hinting at things. I was like, okay, interesting. And then the Noah Bennett side, they were getting into what made Noah Bennett so interesting in the first season, which was Primatech. And the idea of this conspiracy theory. Now, I definitely think it's a huge rehashing of a lot of what they did with season 1, but that's okay for now. I mean, I'm willing to watch some regurgitated television if you can tell me something interesting. And so they're kind of stringing me along, keeping me going. Like for me, the character that I need to see more depth from her. I can't think of it. Zachary Levi's wife in the show. Her character, like, I understand you said, like, before we were talking about this at the beginning, before the cast, and you said, well, she's like the friend, that said, hey, we need to go rob a bank, but she won't let go. I agree, but I need some humanity. I need a flashback. I need to see, because, like, right now, I think he's psycho. Like, why would you marry a woman that has gone this far? And, like, because he seems somewhat normal, so I need to see more there.
Well, to be fair, she lost her kid, and as a parent, I think you would get those two sides of the coin. The one who is so obsessed, especially for it to be the woman, the one who carried the child, to just, she can't let go. It's her kid that got killed. And I was comparing it to Dexter, during season 5 when Dexter and Lumen go on the killing spree to get revenge for Lumen. She gets fulfilled at the end because she was able to fill the void by making things right. And I think he is starting to get to that point where he feels he's made it right. Like, this trajectory doesn't need to continue anymore. Why can't they just go and try to find some semblance of happiness? But she's kind of like Dexter in the sense that it's not enough. She has to keep going. That she can't fill that void for some reason. And
sure, but go into that a little bit. Like, give me a little bit of that. I mean, I can buy what you're saying, but they don't show that at all, right? Like, they don't show her, okay, sure, I would do this, but blah, 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 blah. Because, like, at least with him, I got at the very beginning of the episode, the first episode, and that was actually kind of what intrigued me as well. I think it might have been the second episode, where he's sitting there having a conversation with them before he's about to kill them all. I agree with you. He's remorseless. He planned to kill them anyways. But you could kind of see the flicker in his eye. That might just be the acting capabilities that Zachary Levi has, but at least it showed me something. But beyond that, like, the Miko storyline initially, oh my god, that was dumb. Like, the game in and out. I was like, what are you doing?
No, it's the Heroes Reborn equivalent of Hero and Ando.
Just Ando, not even Hero.
2 Andos, there you go.
Exactly. Episode 3, Hero and Ando. 100%. That was I was watching that, and I was like, so I can get where you're going with it. Like, it seems like Hero is some way related to her. I mean, my thought is she even real? Because it just seems they haven't given you enough. And, like, she suddenly, it seems almost like her father is a creator, and she's like, oh, ever now, I play this game, and I sit here, and it was like she didn't even realize anyone was there. And, like, why was there this note in a game that led to her? And it's an interesting thing. I really want to know more. That's actually what intrigued me also about the first 2 episodes. So
well, actually, I just thought of something as you were saying that. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No,
but so with Molly, they found a way to incorporate her power into a cyber world. Maybe it's the same thing with Miko. Maybe somehow they have recreated Hero's ability mixed with some other people's, and that's who she is. But that's probably pushing it a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely think Hero is in some way has an effect on her. And it very well could be that I don't know. I just have a hard time trying to see. I mean, they do show a flashback, I guess, at the end, right? Like where he seems really old. So I guess it's possible. So I'm interested in that. The Molly storyline, yeah, the part that got me that was kind of cheesy was they need to pay this off, which is that Molly ran away from Noah Bennett. I'm like, if Noah Bennett has got something that evil or that much of a mastermind planned, I mean, I guess because his daughter's still alive, like, wow, I really want to, that better pay off because otherwise it doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't Molly leave with him and then knock him out and leave him? I mean, get out of the damn place and then escape from him because he's obviously not going to do anything. So, I mean, that's the only piece I couldn't swallow. I was like, there better be something big behind that. And if there is, then I'm on board. And that would be cool.
Maybe it's she's where she wants to be. As much as she's been fighting it, maybe she doesn't want them to know that she's where she wants to be. Maybe that's exactly where, because obviously there is something going on with the Evos. They have a plan to make things right, and we haven't seen it yet. And I think that's because, we're not going to get Matt Parkman. We're not going to get Hero. We're not going to get Suresh probably till much later in the series. And I think that's when we're going to really find out this payoff, because maybe these original OGs of the show are involved with orchestrating this plan for whatever reason. Something big is going down. It obviously started before June 13th because Claire has been gone doing whatever. We don't know yet. We don't know where Claire was. We don't know where any of these people that we knew and loved from the original series. I just have a feeling that this has been in the works maybe before June 13th. And I also forgot to say this. Luke Collins, who's played by Zachary Levi, I think he is the genesis of the explosion. And I think that the brilliance behind that is that he so hates the Evos, and the irony would be that he is the one who caused the issues that he's fighting so much to gain revenge for. Written by somebody else, I would say that would be a great kind of irony to play out in the series, but with Tim Cringe, it's kind of hard to know for sure if he's going to go that route.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in agreement with you there. I definitely think it points to him having some sort of effect, but it's just kind of, yeah, I am curious to see. I mean, if that payoff happens, that would be awesome. Like, I agree with you. I think it seems like maybe that's where she wants to be, but at the same time, there would have been a much easier way for her to have got caught. But I'll go with it, basically, is the way I don't mind it. It doesn't turn me off so much. It just makes me go, huh. But yeah, I think they're going to go with that irony story, at least to some extent. So I think whether or not he caused the explosion that killed his own son, that's a different story. But maybe he was affected by it. I mean, I think the irony that they're going with right now is just the simple fact that he is becoming what he hunts, which, with as bloodthirsty as his wife is, she's going to have to shoot him. I mean, maybe that's the setup that they're going with, and I can at least buy that because she is straight psycho and will gun you down if you are an Evo. I mean, I don't understand why Renatus hasn't hired her yet, because they could have just had her there in the crowd. Hey, we've just identified 1,000 of them. All right, I'm gone.
Yeah, I don't know. Speculations. I think I speculated as much as I can speculate. I am looking forward to seeing how the original guys play into this now more than I ever did. The writing for the new characters has gotten a lot better. The first 2 episodes, I don't think Mike and I ever did it, but the first batch of episodes, which I'm still calling episode 1, I probably gave that a 3.5 or 4 out of 10. But episode 3, or episode 2, however you want to look at it, I give a solid 6.5 out of 10. It has gotten that much better, I feel. I really wish Mike was here to kind of give us his opinion. I'm kind of hoping he'll post his review on his site at Mike McGTV on YouTube. Definitely check that out. So, I mean, Philip, what are your thoughts wrapping up?
Yeah, so I mean, the only speculation I can kind of go with at this point is that Noah Bennett apparently had some bigger plan that we're unaware of, and I have a feeling that it had something to do with that day. I think he knew what was happening that day. So that's going to be the interesting part. and I'm really interested to see where they go with Suresh, because it seems like I don't remember who said it, but quite a few people have said it's very convenient in the show, and I don't know if this is intentional hinting to try and just give it away, but who is Suresh really? Is he this terrorist threat that they're all playing him out to be, or is this a ploy to try and get them more attention? But yeah, overall, like from the first episode, I wouldn't have gone as low as you. I think it's because you watched them separately that it got so bad. But
I watched them together.
Oh, you did?
Oh man, no, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah, no, I watched them separately. I thought you meant 1 and 2 separately, not.
No. The 2-hour pilot, which is technically episode 1 and 2. So yeah, because watching them separate, I could absolutely see. I would go that low, but together, I'd give it a 5. And this one, I'm in the same boat as you. I give it a 6.5. Maybe even like a 6.75. I mean, it's not quite a 7. I wouldn't go that far, but it's definitely got some things going for it. The writing, well, I won't even go with the writing. It's necessarily better because I can't say that, but the characters are better. So I'm kind of curious to see where it goes, and I think it is on an upward trajectory.
All right, heroes, just do me a favor. Do not do a Once Upon a Time, please. And that's so. Real little history. The thing that I hate so much about the show Once Upon a Time now is that you wait. Like I like procedural shows. I can do a Law and Order. I can do a Castle. I can do a Bones. But you only have to wait 43 minutes to watch the same show that you watched previously. I don't want to spend 23 episodes or 13 episodes to find out that I have the exact same outcome that I had from the previous season. So let's do something original. Let's not repeat ourselves, because literally, like with a show like Once Upon a Time, you're literally getting the same story over and over and over and over and over again. I don't know how people are still watching that show. The good guys become bad. The bad guys become good. The good guys become bad again. The bad guys become good again. Somebody is somebody's uncle's brother's cousin's mother's lover. And I think season 1 of Once Upon a Time is fantastically written. I think it's very well done. It's just, anyway, that's a tangent. I'm sorry for my tangent. I was upstairs the other day, and one of the good guys just became bad, and now the town is in array because they got to stop this good guy who turned bad. I can't take repeating myself. I mean, like I said, Law and Order I can do because I only have to wait 43 minutes, and I know what I'm getting into. Something like this, keep it fresh. You're on the uphill trajectory, which is something Heroes hasn't done in a long time. I think season 4 was more or less like this. It didn't get worse. It didn't get better, but it stayed okay. This one is doing this, in my opinion. Like I said, again, I really hope to get mics. So I think that's it for us. Oh, Noah Bennett. Sorry, I forgot about this. Yes, I think Noah Bennett is involved in the plan that involves the Haitian and Claire and all the other people tied into the story. We just don't know yet. And that is what's keeping me watching. That's what kept me watching today, besides this podcast, and letting you all know how it was. Definitely recommend this one. I think last week Mike and I said that you could take it or leave it. It's up to you. But I say suffer through the first 2. Watch the third one. It starts to pay off a little bit. Hopefully next week we get to tell you the same thing. And hopefully it'll be the 3 of us to complain or not complain. Anything else, Phil?
No, that's it.
Hit us up in the comments below. What did you think? Did you like Heroes Reborn episode 3? Did you dislike it? What did you like? What didn't you like? Or do you think we're right in our speculations? Are we wrong? Please tell us. Let us know what you think. If you're listening to us on iTunes, just take 10 seconds and rate and review. It helps more than you'll ever know. Our podcasts are doing a lot better, and it's thanks to all of you. So the more reviews we get, the better we will do. So we appreciate everything from all of us. Thank you, and have a great night.